after 20 years of wanting to go to the Cannes Film Festival, I finally got my opportunity. When I was younger, I used to live in Monaco, which wasn't a million miles away from Cannes, and I remember my parents taking me on the long, arduous journey to the Festival de Palais. I mean, you really can't miss it when you're in Cannes because all roads lead there, but I remember looking up at that grand staircase and seeing the red carpet and then seeing these closed doors. And there was no filmmakers there because it wasn't the season. But I remember thinking, I'm going to come back here one day when everything's going on and there's a massive buzz. Now I have my opportunity. I was working as an actress in Hollywood at the time, and I was covering a big event, and the photographer told me that we could possibly get the opportunity to go to Cannes. Of course I jumped at it. I didn't know what was involved, and it was quite a grueling process. What we were going to do was film people on the red carpet and send them straight back from Cannes to LA as hot off the press news. I mean, what could go wrong, right? So we booked our tickets to Cannes and we were on our way. We literally took as much camera equipment as could fit into 23 kilos. And after 20 hours and 2 changes of flight and a lot of bag checks on the way, because my photographer insisted on taking all his hand luggage as equipment and we got searched many times, we were finally at our headquarters in Cannes. Hello, I'm Kimberly Datnow, and we have indeed made it to the French Riviera with the lovely John Cox. Amazing flight this morning, up at I think about 5 o'clock after having a couple of hours sleep. Got to Cannes where the baguettes are longer, the cars are smaller, and the beach is making amazing sounds. The palm trees make it look like Santa Monica, but the quaintness of the Riviera is just so French, and being able to see Cannes in the distance, one yacht after another, makes you wonder what's going on those yachts. And we hope to really go into detail with that another night, and we're very much looking forward to the red carpet events tomorrow, so stay tuned. See you later. Bye. It was actually in a place called Juan-les-Pins, which was just down the road from Cannes. But what was amazing was we had this little apartment overlooking the French Riviera, this beautiful view, and the lady that owned the apartment telling us that we had to change the bucket under the radiator twice. But no worries, we had baguette every day and little people wearing berets. It was absolutely charming. Getting to the festival was slightly different though. We were amongst 12,000 people with press credentials and another 12,000 people that actually just were there to see celebrities. Getting passes to get on the red carpet was even more difficult. You had to queue up and wait every morning to see if you were actually going to be chosen as one of those people.
Okay, this is freaking hardcore. Like, we have to be quick with this one because people are setting up ladders left, right, and centre. Like, you would not believe. Like, it's like fighting for the last bagel or setting up a ladder at Cannes. And this is because we are right behind. Right behind me is the red carpet, and right behind me is also. Oh, I'm being rushed and watched and photographed and papped, and it feels all weird at the same time. But people are actually tying their ladders down just in case they get stolen, and I can't find anyone English to ask about the ladders. But right behind me is the red carpet, and it looks like I just have to get off this camera. But this is what people stand on to get good photos. Apparently, they sort of try and get them over and above the cars when they come through. So now you've seen it. I feel like I'm getting on someone else's ladder, which now I am 2 ladder steps off the ground, which, I don't know, I feel like I've got a good vantage point from this angle. 3 just feels a little bit high, but I do see the draw because you can just see totally over all the crowds on this angle. This is actually a really good spot because you're really in the shade from the trees. So many people. There's a real buzz of like French, English, like duality here. So, because I speak both languages, I'm not quite sure what people are speaking. That can happen. And also, like, the glamour of Cannes, there's a street cleaning garbage truck going past. Just saying. I'm gonna get down now.
I mean, basically, red carpet interviews are easy, right? I mean, they're the funnest thing to do. All you have to do is you have your few questions and then the rest is improv. I mean, the person that you're interviewing does the rest, and they're always exciting. Not at Cannes. When we got there, they told us there was absolutely no chance of doing interviews on the red carpet. Our plan was completely annihilated.
And we've been told we're not allowed to ask questions, in fact, during the red carpet process, but we're making the most of it now and introducing you to the hustle and bustle that is the red carpet. It better not be too long because we're about to start in a few minutes. In fact, John turned up a couple of hours early just to make sure we got our spot, number 43 TV station, and we're all set to go, so stay tuned.
We went back to headquarters to see what we could do and found an email from the person running the news station. Our deal had fallen through. What were we going to do? We had 9 days in Cannes and nothing to fill it with.
Hello. We noticed that you are holding up some signs for an invitation for tonight, and I just wanted to ask each one of you if you've received any success with your signs, and how come you want to see this particular movie. So Charlotte, could you? Or I mean, okay, it's a little bit of a translation difficulty, but I can always translate because I do speak French. So if you need to speak in French a little bit, then I can translate to you. It's together, sure. And we just wanted to know who's your secret celebrity crush. Is it I don't know who's been here at Cannes. Just wanted to know where you're off to this evening because you look very dressed up and beautiful.
Okay.
Where are you off to?
We have to go in Hotel Barrière.
Lovely. Is there a premiere or a screening, or is it just a?
No. Only to watch people, to see people.
Oh, awesome. Well, I hope you find the people that you're looking for. Oh, tell me, do you have like a red carpet? If you were on the red carpet, how would you stand?
Like this.
Yeah! Awesome! That's really cool. Je pouvais vous demander qui est la plus sexy dame à Cannes?
La dame la plus sexy à Cannes.
Oui, dans un film.
Un film.
Qui ici?
Pour l'instant, je dirais que c'est la femme qui était avec Woody Allen hier, mais je me souviens plus de son nom. Hier soir, il y a eu la présentation d'un film de Woody Allen.
Oui.
Elle était dans une très grande robe blanche, mais je me souviens plus de son nom. C'est elle, pour moi c'est elle.
Emma Stone, je pense. C'était Emma Stone?
Voilà,
Oui.
je pense, voilà.
Alors,
Pour moi,
merci. Qui est le plus sexy personne à Cannes dans un film, vous pensez? Jake Gyllenhaal, Colin Farrell.
Colin Farrell.
Oui. Can we ask you a question? We just wanted to know where you're off to tonight. Oh, okay. No, he doesn't speak English. Excuse me, do you speak English?
Yeah, very well.
Yeah. So tell us where you're off to tonight. Où vous allez ce soir?
Go to the Gotha.
Gotha. And what's that? Where is that?
Gotha is Palm Beach in the Palm
Oh, are you going to be dancing?
Yes.
Yeah. So can we come with you? Can we come with you? Yeah. Wait, I want to know. I've got a question for you. Who is the most good-looking person that you've seen at Cannes, like in the film, on the red carpet? Are you from Cannes?
Yeah.
Celebrity. Who have you seen? Celebrity.
Nabila.
Nabila.
Kim Kardashian.
Okay.
Kim Kardashian.
Okay. Boobs or bum? What do you prefer? Boobs or bum? Boobs or bum?
Yeah, the ass. The big ass.
Oh my gosh.
Amazing. Awesome. And where are you from? Are you from Cannes? Are you from here?
Yes.
You're from Cannes?
Yes.
So do you come every year?
Yes.
Yeah.
every day I'm here.
Huh? I do like your haircut. What was the inspiration for your... Wow, that's really cool. It's really...
You know Cristiano Ronaldo?
Yeah, he has that haircut. Very stylish. Very stylish. Awesome. Thanks so much.
Can I have a French kiss or no?
A French kiss. Oh wow. Well, this is a first. Okay. What is it, like 2? I think. Well, I just wanted to know, Jake Gyllenhaal or Colin Farrell? Quel vous préférez? Vous savez pas? No? It's a hard question.
So, we got passes to get onto the red carpet, and the first film that we covered was a Japanese film called My Little Sister. There was this incredible moment when you just looked on the red carpet and you could see that these women were having the moment that they had always dreamed of in their lifetime. To stand there on the red carpet and look out at photographers taking their picture, this was their time to shine. And it was so relatable to being an actress and always wanting that moment. And the way that they stood meant something. We also saw Woody Allen in his film Irrational Man.
We have just been able to witness the press conference and the screening of Woody Allen's new movie Irrational Man. It's got Joaquin Phoenix and Emma Stone in it, and a lovely actress called Posey Posse that Woody Allen actually said that he cast because he loved the name. So watch out, kids, if you have a good name, you could possibly be in a Woody Allen movie. It's about Joaquin Phoenix's character, who is a philosophy professor, and he has an existential crisis and ends up falling in love with one of his students, Jill Pollard, played by the lovely Emma Stone. And they talked a lot about the characters in the press conference, and they said a lot about the backstories of the characters and also in the future of the characters. I think that's a really important part of this movie, to look at what the characters are doing in their 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. It's just face work. But it's interesting as an actress to see how they actually use that to their advantage in portraying the characters, and also how Woody Allen works with the actors and just gives them a section of the script rather than the whole thing, so that they can really imagine the character's life. The ambiance in this press conference almost seems very relaxed and chilled, which is how I'd imagine it is on set with Woody Allen. I mean, it's very naturalistic, it's very kind of let your hair down, French Riviera style. It was great to see this, and also how Woody Allen actually discovered Emma Stone when he was running on his treadmill, watching through channels and flicking those buttons, and he saw Emma Stone in one of her movies and thought, wow, she'd be great to work with. Which obviously he made a great choice there. We saw somebody yesterday and asked them who their favourite actress was, and indeed they did say Emma Stone, so I think she's got a massive fan base, and she is absolutely lovely and gorgeous, and on the red carpet looked fantastic in that flowing dress, and Posey Posse looked great in her headdress and her sunglasses, and very floaty kind of vibe. Then they walked into the movie theatre, which is what they do after the red carpet events, and all sat down whilst Woody Allen took his bows. Now, Woody Allen is 80 years old, would you believe it? And still making 2 movies a year. It's absolutely fantastic, and so much enthusiasm, and such a heartfelt press conference that he gave. One of the most heartfelt that we've seen, and so many deep philosophical ideas. I think this could be why there's such a swarm of people around him, and one of the great directors of our time, so what an honour to be able to witness this.
It was interesting because we had seen him at the press conference a couple of minutes before, and he had said that this moment was all about the actors. I mean, Woody Allen is obviously a very established filmmaker and has been to Cannes many times. He does not need to go to Cannes, but the reason he was there was for the actors, everybody that had done stuff to go into the film, and that was why he was there. And he gave every moment up on the red carpet for these people. Then there was the moment in the press conference. Amy Poehler, somebody that I respect and admire so much for her work and her writing and her presenting and her shows, hit shows, and I was in the press conference. I mean, I can relate to actresses when we're at parties and, you know, talking to fellow people in our business. It's easy to relate to them. But when it comes to being in a room full of journalists and you're trying to get your question across, everything is completely different. There I was, sitting in front of Amy Poehler with the absolute biggest press people in the world, literally somebody from every country, and I wanted to ask her a question. This was the moment. I managed to not completely babble my words, and I think it worked. I mean, I felt so lucky in that moment. The other journalists in the room were particularly gracious, and all their questions came across with such ease and dexterity. It was wonderful to witness. Everyone was also particularly wired on the free Nespresso machines that they were giving out at the festival. Thanks, Nespresso, for that. The press room was always a hive of activity with everybody, always this buzz in the air and people trying to get their articles and photographs out before everybody else. It was actually amazing. I saw a photograph actually being taken on the red carpet, and then a couple of hours later I was on the train on the way home and that same photograph was in the paper already, and people looking at it, British tourists, thinking, wow, what an amazing picture. And to have witnessed that moment, that one moment that was now all over the world, incredible. The other thing that was amazing was being ushered into the lift after the press conference with Selma Hayek and this movie Tale of Tales, and coming out and having all these photographers papping you and everything, and I just couldn't fathom the greatness of that moment until after, and when I actually got time to think about it.
Hello everybody, I'm Kimberly Datnow and we are now currently standing in the heart of the festival, the Marché de Film. For some of the more filmy film buffs, if you will, you can see some movies like The Brand New Testament, Copain, that you may have heard of, and some of them have got pretty big actresses in them, but they're all from Belgium and Netherlands and different countries, so we'll be going inside and talking to people that have made some of those. Also, if you look to your left, we can see the cars that actually pick people up in the evening, so they've actually blocked off the road for these cars, and they still have the smell and aura of the lead actresses in them, and we'll also be finding those tonight, so we'll keep you updated with those. And thank you so much. I'm Kimberly Datnow.
We found something really incredible. The distribution pavilion was downstairs, and I knew it was there. Of course, I knew that the distribution pavilion existed, but I never really knew exactly what it did. And going down there and seeing hordes of filmmakers being ushered in and lining up to try and get their films sold and distributed, and distributors trying to find the next big thing, trying to make a killing, watching one person's face, the distributor, who just gave us evil looks, and then seeing the filmmaker's face, which was an absolute look of terror, come over him, was just, you know, he's probably mortgaged his house. I mean, a lot of money's gone into this film, and this was his moment to sell it and to get it released all over the world. Upstairs in the filmmakers pavilion, however, the actual mood was very, very different. Champagne being served. Each nation's pavilion had something special. The Norwegian pavilion had beer, the Italian pavilion had wonderful little fancy desserts, and the American pavilion, popcorn, amazing. As we explored the festival, I wanted to go and see some movies. Saw Amy Winehouse movie, saw this movie about the Holocaust in the actual cinema of the Festival de Palais. Incredible, huge cinema, and beautiful, beautiful screening with subtitles in French and in English, and a film in Norwegian. Beautiful. But my photographer could not sit still for a moment. I mean, he just needed to go out there and shoot the pictures. So he came back after every screening with hundreds of pictures, and it looked so amazing and inviting, obviously a filmmaker's and photographer's dream, that I decided to join him after a while. The streets of Cannes are really interesting, and just watching the people go by and just seeing them sit there as the world happens around them in this place was incredible. in the evening there were these amazing parties. I mean, filmmakers from all over the world just in this bubble, very well connected, and the basking of energy and art. And the yacht parties are the most exclusive parties. Managing to get into one was exciting. Seeing my agent there was even more exciting. I mean, you know, in London or in Hollywood I see people that I know, but obviously in Cannes it's a lot more concentrated. I mean, half the amount of space and double the amount of people that you know. Even my photographer bumped into people we knew as well. So it's come to the end of our time, the final day of the Cannes Film Festival, and having come all the way from Hollywood to be here, there's a few things that I noticed after looking at the glitz and the glamour and all the red carpet and all the interviews and everything, is that the reality of it is a filmmakers festival. People come here with scripts in their pockets hoping to sell them. And the reality is that they actually do manage to get deals. I mean, we've seen people in hotels and bars just chatting about how amazing their scripts are. And the other thing that I've noticed is that although you have movies like Mad Max that really promote the studio system, and that's what the Oscars are for, to promote that, actually in Cannes it's films like The Lobster, where it's a really innovative movie that is totally against all cinema traditions and breaks out of all of that to actually be booed in the cinema and celebrate that, because this is the place where the new wave theatre was started, and that is why Cannes is so powerful, and every filmmaker should come here just to experience it at least once. Anyway, in the end we came home with a drive full of footage and an ambition and determination to make a short film and enter it into the festival next year, so watch this space.